Going to be a short tutorial on how to change instrument types within Augment. Please note that this also works on regular EOS without Augment. Changing the instrument type can be done at several points during your process. It can be done before focus, after focus, or it could also potentially be done later on. So, say you've started cueing and you find that you need a light that does color changing. You may be able to change instrument types at that time to give you additional features. Please be aware that if you change instrument types in an actual space, rather than simply a virtual space like the one we're using in class, you want to make sure that the instrument type noted in your instrument change matches the instrument type on the actual theater space, or in the actual theater space. Okay, so I have several lights in the command line. So to clear the command line, I'm going to hit Shift Clear. And that simply will deselect all my lights. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Now, we don't use the edit mode here. We actually go in and we're going to choose patch. But before I do that, as I mentioned in class today, one of the things that I do is I keep a small notepad next to me. That notepad comes in handy because I can write down channel numbers. So I'm going to change channel 58 to be one of our Verilight 4000 spot moving lights. So I'm going to write down 58 caret SP 4000. That means that I'll know that. Because if I was changing one light, it's not a big deal. However, if I was changing like 10, 15 lights, I don't think anybody could keep all those channel numbers in their head. Obviously, a single 2-digit channel number isn't too bad. So let's open a new tab and let's go to patch. Okay, so now it's actually interesting. You can either scroll, as I'm doing now, or you can actually just type in the number. I'm going to type it in just so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if your display has address versus channel first, I'm going to make that happen real quick. You'll need to hit the format key. I'm using my external keypad, but I can show you what it looks like on the built-in. So the format key is located right here. And notice how it puts channel first. You just need to watch out because if you're accidentally dealing with addresses, it may mess up some things. And if you're in a show file in an actual theater, the address, remember, for an actual light is its physical address, just like your home has an address, right? That is the actual home for that light. So in essence, a dimmer is an address, a single address, whereas a moving light might be more like an apartment building, where you might have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 addresses. So let's call up address 58. Okay, or I'm sorry, I said address. I meant channel. See how easy it is to get that confused? I just literally am going to click on dimmer. So we're going to go to 58, click on dimmer, click type. And what's lovely is it'll give us any of the options that are currently existing in the file right down here. I don't see what I want, so I'm going to click on manufacturer. That's right at the bottom left of my screen next to the glowing show icon. Now, the selected one will actually light up like that. Show means what's in your show file. So, now, EOS has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lights. So it's important to know the manufacturer and the name of the light. So I happen to know that our light is manufactured by Verilight. So I'm going to click along quite some distance until I see Verilight. We're getting closer. Oh, and there's Verilight. Now, Verilight is one of the original moving light manufacturers, so they have many, many different options. I happen to know that the Verilight 4000 spot that we're looking for is on page 2. So the Verilight 4000 spot is right here. We want the enhanced mode, So I'm going to click that, and it's now a Verilight 4000. So if we go back into Augment, it's going to reload for us, and notice that light is now a moving light. If I wish, I can actually go in, and I can go back to Live, reload Augment one more time, and now when I select this light, not only do I have intensity, but now I have all the moving light controls. Now, one of the things that's important to note, when you've installed a light that is a moving light, meaning a multi-axis light here, on a lighting position that is a box boom or any other vertical position versus a horizontal position like a pipe inside the theater or like one of these front of house pipes here, right? These are horizontal positions. These right here are vertical positions. It's important to know that the pan and tilt operates differently, mostly because the fixture is on its side. So in this instance, tilt is actually pan and pan is actually tilt. There are settings inside the light that's called pan tilt reverse or pan tilt inverse. You can activate those, but for the purposes of these projects, it's not really that necessary. That mostly has to do with like dealing with a national tour or something along those lines where the lights may be in slightly different positions each time, and it's real important that they line up. For you, that's not really important. I just wanted to make a note that it's not going to necessarily be functioning correctly, but that is a perfectly normal thing to happen anytime you mount a moving light on a vertical position. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and a happy final exam period that's coming up rather soon. Enjoy the rest of the day.